Oh, it's just French. It's French opera story. Speaking your French. All right. Hello, 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 everybody. All right. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, what's that? Something got fancy. There we go. Evening Moon Runes, welcome in. How are you? How goes your fantastic evening? Hopefully fantastic. Oops, don't do that. What did you just do? Everything closed. There we go. What is happening? There we go. There we go. For a second there, all my windows closed. There we go. All right. Oh, how goes it, everybody? How is everybody's Tuesday? And the princess is here. She's already prepped. Already prepped to start yelling at y'all on the internet. Like, completely unprompted. You were all you were doing. You were laying down. Everything was fine, and now you're getting all uppity. Tired. Work was a burning mess, and then I died at the gym, and now I'm finally sitting at my desk. In 3 weeks. I feel that. Yeah, I had my first. I definitely did one of my first full workout in a bit today, so I'm feeling it a little bit. And I also was writing for about an hour before I got on stream just to try to get some traction on this script. So it's like, I'm kind of tired, but we'll get through it. Yeah, my legs are dead. Yep. That's what happens. That's what happens sometimes. These attempts to maintain physical fitness and health usually result in somehow, shockingly, feeling more tired. Actually, my friend, I just saw my friend post a thing on social media that he was like, I woke up early this morning. He was like, I didn't want to go to the gym. I just wanted to like roll over and go back to bed at 6 a.m. And he's like, but I didn't. I went to the gym and did like an hour and a half workout and then went and hiked up a mountain. And then he was like, and then I got home and came to the realization that none of it was worth it and I should have just stayed in bed. And I was like, I kind of feel that sometimes. Sometimes when I'm like, I'm doing all the healthy things, it's like by the end of the day, I'm like, man, I'm just tired. Was that worth it? I don't know if that was worth it, guys. It is. Health is worth it. But it is hard when you're like sore and you're like, I gotta get writing done or I gotta get work done. Some people, the people that get up early in the morning and go to the gym before they go to work, I don't know how they have energy for anything after that. That just seems like that would wreck me. I'm playing with the idea of going to the gym before work instead of after because I'm so tired after work, but I don't know yet. I can't, man. I've tried. It's really hard for me to do like anything that's like early physical exertion early in the morning. I think like my blood feels thick. I just want coffee. I hate everything. So I don't know. I don't know if early morning physical fitness is for me. And boy, I hated PE in school. And I think it was weird because in Arizona, growing up in Arizona, when I played sports, it was all in the evening. It was always after school, and they'd have to do it late in the evening because of the temperature. I'm early, bitch. Early mustache man. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here early, Maya. Welcome in. Hopefully, your evening is going well. Talking about the perplexities of trying to work out early or late in the day. I've just come to the fact that I've just come to terms with the fact that I can't work out before noon. It's just never been able to be a thing for me. And even then, like, if I go, sometimes I try to go for a jog and stuff like that. All that's in the evening. It's always afternoon, evening stuff. It's just, and it makes sense. A lot of my writing I do at night too. I just have never been a morning person. I do not function. Do not function early in the morning. Hence why me trying to do a day stream is always such a hard thing, because usually I'm just brain dead for most of the day. Okay, princess. All right. Well. But yeah. Luckily, the storm did not carry away my apartment. We did not vanish in the Los Angeles storm floods. It actually, where we're at, it wasn't too bad, so that was kind of nice. Moonrunes, I do find I do my best writing in the afternoon. Yes, me too. And the evening. Yes. I mean, it would be mildly amusing to, like, try and do a writing stream from, like, a raft. And just being like, all right, folks, we're here to get our words in for the day. Be sure to get your words in. I have been carried out to sea by the flooding. At some point, I expect rescue. But in the case that I don't, know that we are going to get these words done. Number one thing you learn about survival is make sure that you get the words done while attempting to survive a natural disaster. But no, yeah, obviously I didn't get any writing done over the weekend. And I had to work. I had to go work, so I was driving in a lot of the rain, and it was a mess. So I am glad to be done with that. But, yeah, I think today I'm going to continue working on this rewrite. Seems like that's what I'm going to work on. I think we'll probably do about 4 sprints. Carry us to about 9 p.m. my time, Pacific time. I do have to get up and go to work early in the morning tomorrow. I have to go film an interview. So we won't be going... It won't be a late stream tonight. But we might be doing a late stream. It might be a late stream Thursday or Friday. Or Sunday, if I'm able to stream on Sunday, maybe. It would be a shame for someone to have to do jumping jacks right now. This is going to be the ongoing thing. The jumping jacks definitely seem to be the most popular. The Schadenfreude is strong with everybody in chat. They thoroughly enjoy making a writer do jumping jacks. What kind of sick people are you? But it is important to stand up and move around. That was the whole point of the jumping jacks thing, was either you're tired or it is important to get the blood flowing so you're not just sitting around all day, because that is not healthy. Moonrunes, I definitely won't be able to stay the whole time tonight, sadly. Yeah, how long is the downtime so I can get to the next one? There will forever be the looming threat of jumping jacks as long as I am here. Oh, I'm sure, Maya. I have no doubt in my mind at all. How long is the downtime so I can get to the next one, or get the next one? Oh, I think downtime is what, like 10 minutes, right? Oh, the downtime is I think I set it to like 2 hours. Oh, jumping jacks. Yeah, I think it's like 2 hours. I think it's like 2 hours per jumping jack thing. So I try to limit it to once per stream. Moonrunes, damn it. It's fine. Next time, be ready. I'm absolutely sure. We'll start up. We'll do. You all can torture me with jumping jacks on Thursday or Friday. That'll be the jumping jack day where you all. All of you have free reign on whatever break. Just be like, all right, should do a thing to be like, you all have to do jumping jacks with me. We're gonna make this stream physical education, everybody. Remember that? Remember how much of a blast that was? We can all start jumping jacks and stretching to get ready to write. Yeah, that would be really funny. Moonroots, that would be really funny. Doing like a warm up, like a. We're all right. Everybody, make sure you're getting your stretches in. We're gonna do some yoga before we get these words done. Make sure that you exercise your wrists. That actually, doing wrist stretches and wrist exercises is not a bad idea before you sit down if you're gonna do a lot of writing. It's definitely, as funny as it is to just pretend like it's like a sporting event. It absolutely, it's not a terrible idea. Yeah, like a 5-minute warm up. Man, that's funny. Yeah, I like that. So I got feedback from the beta reader. Fantastic. Who's a professional developmental editor. Awesome. How did it go? How was the feedback? You said, I remember you saying that they were very specific. So they were it was probably going to be like really informative feedback, since they're like line by line almost. And if they are an editor, yeah, they're going to give you really, really great particularly technical feedback. Hello, Princess. Man, she's in a mood today. It's great feedback, like hella good feedback. I imagine so. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine that's probably going to be some of the best like professional feedback you're ever going to get. Oh, you downloaded Scrivener just so you can edit it? Oh, are you going to go in and like code? Because you can like program your own templates and stuff in there. Or are you going to use Scrivener for like editing the story? You got 2 chapters done today. Well done, Maya. Fantastic. That is huge. 2 chapters. 2 chapters of editing? That is well done. I'm very slow when it comes to editing. Like, very, very slow. For whatever reason, it takes me a while. Takes me a lot of time. I start rewriting sentences like 9-10 times. Okay, just for editing and writing the rest of it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Hey, Scrivener's great. I swear by it. I do all my polishing, like, usually I do my, like, polishes in Fade In or Final Draft, and then usually I need to have it in Final Draft for production software. It tends to be, most production software works the best with Final Draft, even though it's not the best anymore. So for screenplays, you kind of almost always have to output into Final Draft, just so production managers and UPMs and stuff can start scheduling based on the Final Draft document. But Scrivener for like actually the base writing and most of the writing, it's my favorite. It's very, very, very good. Oh. All right. Oh. Ba-ba-ba. All right, what do we got here? You know, speaking of all that stuff, where am I? I'm also thinking at some point, maybe this week or next week, doing a not writing sprint stream and just doing like a going over movies to watch stream. Because I know last time Moonrunes was asking what was good on Hulu. I was like, maybe I should just go down and do like a going over movies. So I might do that this week or next week, depending on how much work gets done this week. Since I need to get this script done and start working on pitch packages and lookbooks for this specific script. If I can get that, then I'll probably go down and do like, yeah, a movie breakdown where it's like going through all the movies, my sort of like, probably be the closest we get to me actually doing the sort of like the Twilight canon, at least in the near future, since I'm gonna fuss about that for forever. Hulu, oh yeah, Mushoku Tensei, yeah, it's great on Hulu. I have not watched that yet though. So is Tengoku Daimakyu. I've heard that. Yeah, I heard that was really good too. I remember you talking about this before, Maya. I haven't gotten to it, but I have heard that. I have heard that Heavenly Delusion is good. Moonrunes, I'll be taking notes. Yes, many notes. Heavenly Delusion made me feel some shit, man. Yeah, well, I might, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Mushoku Tensei, I might get to those eventually. I just, man, I have such a hard time with, um, I struggle a lot with shonen stuff. Um, so it takes me a while to get through or attempt to do that. I think that's technically like isekai shonen, but it's still shonen. So, it takes me a bit to get into those or actually sit down and watch them. It's not my most it's not the genre I tend to visit the most when it comes to anime. All right. All right, where are we here? I guess we could probably just switch the music over and probably get started. Yeah. That's why Heavenly Delusion looks like a show that's more up my alley. It's closer to seinen than shonen. Yeah, that's the one that piques my interest the most. From what little I know about it, but I have peaked. I also like the art style a lot. But yes, yeah, yeah. I will. It'll be a lot easier to get me to watch like anything mech based, science fiction, sci-fi mech based. I will probably watch. I grew up on mech anime and a lot of shoujo. I will watch a lot of shoujo. Just because, like, let's be honest, the writing characterization and like dramatic stakes are almost always better in shoujo than they are in shonen. At least in my experience. The art style is pretty unique. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I liked it. All right, let's go ahead and get the music shifted over. This will be only 4 sprints tonight, so I definitely want to get started sooner rather than later. Value. Going to OBS. All right. Oop. There we go. Actually, let's switch over here. There we go. All right. Alrighty, cool. All right, and yeah. All right, everybody. I think we'll probably just dive right in and get started on our sprints. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Still learning how to navigate Windows sometimes. Takes me like 2 minutes because everything's backwards. All right, there we go. Boom. All right, everybody. I think we're just going to go ahead and jump in. So, happy writing, and we will catch you on the other side. Happy writing, everybody. And away we go. Alrighty, everybody. There's our first sprint of the night down. Hopefully it was a good and productive sprint. 1 thumbs up for 1 successful sprint. Hopefully it was, yes, productive. Somewhat productive, at least. Or if you're just playing video games, it was a productive game session. Got 444 words done. Well done, Moon Runes, man. Burning through it. See, take a couple weeks off, just play a bunch of video games, come back, and you're on fire. Look at that. Well done. Well done. Moon Runes, I needed it, I guess. Often, as is the time, like many, many breaks, people tend to need them, so... it's how you refresh, reboot. Which I probably, particularly after I finish this script, I might need a little bit of refresh time before I start back up on the Pond Boys script, because it's also because I've been writing this script for a long time, so sometimes that adds to the exhaustion level, but breaks are good. They are good. And coming back from them, oftentimes we're on fire. All right. Do. Oh, man. I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to go see the new Ninja Turtles movie. I found out the soundtrack is done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and everyone's telling me it's more like the old animatronic movie, which if you haven't seen the original Ninja Turtles animatronic movie from the 80s, it's great. But like a little bit of a darker Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but yeah. Booters, I didn't know there was a new one. Yeah, there's a new, apparently it came out already. I didn't know that. I didn't know it came out already, but I knew that there was a new one because I saw the trailer for it. I also love the fact that they cast actual kids, like 16-year-old kids, to voice the Turtles, which makes loads of difference since they are supposed to be like teenagers. But the art style, it's clear that they're trying to do a very like Spider-Verse, like really expressive, highly stylized animation style, which I'm totally fine with. But yeah, like Trent Reznor is doing the soundtrack. That's at least the soundtrack's gonna be fantastic. But I do really want to see it. Life with Lex, hell yeah, yes. I used to have them on VHS with the old movies. Yeah, my favorite is like the first movie's really, really good. That's the one that I definitely remember watching the most. And then there's the second one, which all I remember about the second one is Vanilla Ice doing like the turtle rap. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's so weird. Just the weird Vanilla Ice thing talking to the turtles. It's really bizarre. And then the third one is the weird one where they go back in time, which I kind of have a soft spot for because the story is just so bonkers. But the problem with it is that they had no money. Like the budget had been slashed so much that they didn't even have the animatronic controls working in the puppet masks, so they're just wearing masks and you can see them underneath like the eyes and behind everything. It's just so cheap. It looks like the old Power Rangers where you could just clearly see behind like the outfits they're wearing, and the turtles kind of look like they're falling apart. So if you really watch that movie, it looks like the turtles are like literally falling apart or melting because the masks are so janky. But I have fond memories of all 3 of those movies. Low-key sounds like its own horror movie. It would be if it wasn't just a Ninja Turtles movie that also had like a bonkers story. So it's just like really, really bizarre. It definitely could see where people would have gotten the idea for like something like Five Nights at Freddy's or something from that. Like animatronic / puppety stuff going horribly wrong and becoming nightmare fuel. It's got a little bit of that. But it's definitely a good time. It's a very, very good time of a movie. Bizarre, but good time. Speaking of a horror movie, I saw an ad for a new one called A Haunting in Venice. I have not. I mean, that sounds like all these horror movies start to sound the same, like the titles. I mean, so it's hard for me to be like I've heard that title and then you haven't, but it's so similar to like 9 other horror film titles. Let me look at you. Haunting in Venice. Oh, interesting. It's Kenneth Branagh's in it. Did Kenneth Branagh direct it as well? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, is this an adaptation of a? Oh man, this is an adaptation of a Agatha Christie book. Oh, that's why Kenneth Branagh's in it. He plays Poirot. Oh, it's based off Halloween Party. Okay, the Agatha Christie book. Interesting. That's okay. Um yeah, so that's going to be like a full-on like murder mystery haunting movie. That sounds like a lot of fun. I didn't watch Kenneth Branagh's, what was it, Murder on the Orient Express? Was that the other Agatha Christie adaptation he did? I actually don't know if he's directing them. I just know that Kenneth Branagh's in them and plays. Uh yeah, it looked good from the trailer. Okay. I didn't even realize they were making this. I will check this out. Although I'm still waiting for them to do like a really good dark adaptation of And Then There Were None, because I remember that book like really freaking me out. Like it's really conceptually it's a really dark book. Although I guess in a way Glass Onion kind of is the lampooned comedy version of that. So, to be fair, it's kind of like the twist isn't really going to be a twist. Life with Lex. There's a horror movie with Nicolas Cage that fights evil. Yes. We have talked about that. I remember we talked about that with Ghostly earlier, because we have like kind of a Nick Cage thing in the Discord. But yes, that is. I can't remember the name of that movie, but yeah, there is the Nick Cage fights the animatronic monsters from or that are like Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm actually surprised they haven't made a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I guess because that one came out, but given like the weird underground popularity of that, you could probably make one of those movies pretty cheap. Yeah, it looked good from the trailer. That movie was okay. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go ahead and run ads real quick. So if you get caught by the ads, step away, run away, flee from the ads, flee from them. Interesting. Yeah, the only right now the big horror movies. Yeah, what's coming out? What is coming out these days? Aside from that, the YouTuber horror movie that everyone seems to like, that I will have to go see. Yeah, I did see Infinity Pool, and that movie wasn't that great, but yeah, Talk to Me. That's the one that everyone is talking about. That I think that's made by 2 YouTuber guys that are like famous YouTubers, but they finally broke out, made a movie, and everybody loves it. They're like brothers, I think. Influencer, Brooklyn 45. Man, this was kind of like I feel like this was a slow year for horror. What movie? It's called Talk to Me. Yeah, Talk to Me. Um Yeah, I think it's kind of almost like a possession, like getting possessed by spirits movie. People love it. I can't vouch for it. I haven't seen it yet. But I will go see it. But people are talking about it like it's absolutely just the best horror movie they've seen in a while. Apparently there was a movie that came out called, is that Husara, the Bone Woman? It's got a lot of good ratings. Um, is it from Mexico? If it's from Mexico, it might be good, man. Mexico and South America has been like they've probably been making some of the best horror content, like movies, like horror films I've seen in a long time. Um, yeah, they yeah, okay, yeah, Spanish. Okay, yeah, it's a, it's probably from Mexico or from South America, but God, yeah, there's been so many good horror and genre filmmakers coming out of South America and Mexico, following Guillermo del Toro. Although some of them I think are better than Del Toro. I have a soft spot for Del Toro, but I don't think he's like the best. He's just really good at production design and makes like kind of romantic horror films. They're horror films, but they're very like romantic in nature. They're not like they're definitely, like Crimson Peak is not really, it's a gothic romance. And then like Pan's Labyrinth is like a dark fairy tale. Uh Devil's Backbone is definitely got like that's kind of like a haunted ghost movie that's really good. Devil's Backbone is probably like his most, I would consider, like straight ghost horror movie that's pretty good. Um, if you haven't seen Devil's Backbone, I highly recommend anyone out there watch Devil's Backbone. It's one of Del Toro's best movies. It's very, very good, and he made it when he was still making movies in Mexico. I need to watch that then. It's very good. He considers it a sort of sibling film to Pan's Labyrinth because they both take place during the Mexican Civil War. Um, yeah, yeah. So if you want to see a movie, it's a good movie to like pair with Pan's Labyrinth, because Pan's Labyrinth probably is like, in my opinion, his best film, just like the best film he ever made. But Devil's Backbone is definitely like probably his best like spooky ghost movie, and it's all the same themes, all the same themes that he usually does, like um, with ghosts. And it follows a bunch of kids, and the kids are pretty, those kids are tough, man. Those kids are hard. Like they know how to survive, and like they get pretty banged up. Because they're like, it's all about kids orphaned by the war and like in a like an old mission, and then there's like a haunting and a murder and all that kind of stuff. It's very good. Highly recommend. All right. Well, before I go too deep divey and babbling, I think I am going to use the restroom real quick, and then we will get started on our second sprint. So I will be right back, everybody, and then we will get back to the words. All right. All right. Alrighty, everybody. Back to the words. We will see you all on the other side. Happy writing, and away we go. here, princess. Come on. There you go. Come on. Yes, princess rage. Shh. All right. Oh man, perfect timing. All right. And here we are, everybody. That was our second sprint. 2 thumbs up for 2 successful sprints. Welcome in, Ghostly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well-timed entrance, indeed. How goes the evening, the words, and the life, Ghostly? Hopefully for everybody, that last sprint was a lovely, productive sprint. Ugh. Woot woot. When I go, so y'all get those words. Attempting to the desired goal, Ghostly. The desired goal. I transitioned. Oh, you Life with Lex. You transitioned from video games to outlining. Awesome. What are you outlining? A new book, a new story. But yes, welcome in. We're all just writing. I'm working on the third draft of my sort of low budget, mid budget mountain horror film I've been trying to crack for about a year and a half now. So hopefully this draft is the draft that will, for the most part, be the draft. Go say it's been pretty good. Just got back from theater practice. Awesome. And I'm excited to get back to that old whodunit. Fantastic. Yes, Ghostly. Your fantastic farce of a whodunit. It is an absolutely delightful read. I thoroughly hope that we all get to read it when you are done, because I have found it absolutely delightful. And actually have no real notes. I'm more curious to see what happens when you wrap it all up. What kind of absurd ending the farce comes to. Life with Lex. Yep. Book 2 in my series. It's a portal, it's a portal fantasy, kind of like Adult Magic Treehouse. Thank you. Did you ever manage with your insane schedule to finish it? I did. I finished it last week. So, which is why I said I had no real notes. I'm more just curious about how you're gonna wrap up your farce. But yes, yeah. At the moment, I don't really have any notes. I can go back and do a line by line read, but I mostly just thoroughly enjoyed reading it. It was similar to Moon Ruins had a really good opening chapter too, where it was like I don't really have a ton of notes. Not really. I think the biggest one was just some of the age. I wasn't sure what the intended ages of the characters, but after the characters are off to the races, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. No theories? Oh, you want theories? Ghostly, I have no idea where you're taking this thing. Aside from clearly, I mean, who knows? All these mystery people. I was hoping it was trash. Unfortunately, Ghostly, it is not trash. Theory wise, I don't really have any theories yet as to who is murdering these folk. Not quite yet. But I did enjoy everyone talking about Maximilian. I do enjoy what you've done with the Maximilian character. It is charming and kind of hilarious. And I'm very glad that if that character ever wakes up, he's just the most absent character imaginable. It's very funny. Book 2, it's a portal fantasy, kind of adult magic treehouse. Okay, yep, I like Maya. Isekai, let's go! Anyways, man, all this talk of isekai stuff, it's making me want to go back and revisit like some of the old isekai anime, like the stuff that I used to watch when I was younger. Like Magic Knight Ray Earth, although the Clamp comic Magic Knight Ray Earth is a lot better than the anime. But like, and even yeah, I have to go back and rewatch because I loved Escaflowne when I was in high school. I loved that show. And upon like revisiting, it definitely seems like they crammed a lot of that show into the latter half of it. Like it was designed to be a much longer show than it ever had any right to be. But if anyone out there, it is a fantastic. It's very like Arthurian. It also has mechs in it. It's isekai with mechs. It's fantastic stuff. Uh, let's see here. uh, let's see. Maya is Rosario vampire technically in this guy since Gune goes to the yokai realm. I mean, it's like you go into a fantasy world, right? I would assume so. I mean, Escaflowne, they go to the moon. It's just teleported to the new world. I think it's just modern isekai always like kind of hyper fixated on it being video games that people were teleported into, but I'm pretty sure isekai was just if you get teleported to another world. I think even technically Spirited Away would classify as an isekai to a degree. Um, Ghostly, I'm afraid he'll be disappointed by the grand reveal, but I suppose that's part of the point. Is that there really isn't there isn't really one of those. Well, yeah, I figured that was kind of your spurred. The mystery is there is no mystery. Yeah, that's what I figured you were building to, Ghostly, which is part of the sort of farce. That's the farce you're writing. You're writing a whodunit, but it's a farcical whodunit. Um, which is you're doing the literary version of what I actually found super endearing about Glass Onion, which is the whole point is that these rich people who think that they're brilliant in reinventing the world are in fact the dumbest people who have convinced everybody that they are the smartest people in the world, but they're in fact the dumbest people in the world. And that's part of the joke and slash the ultimate reveal of Glass Onion is that they are in fact the big reveal is that oh no, I thought like the problem was the investigator thought these people were too smart, but they're not. Yeah, it's a very similar thing. It's indeed I'm being a lazy writer. I love that movie. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a very similar thing at least. Um, uh, yeah. Um, but but Maya. Oh no, he's hot. Uh-oh. Um. Oh yeah. Oh, the line from the movie. Yeah. Oh no, he's hot. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's a great movie. I thoroughly. It's one of my. I love that movie precisely because that's because it's the farce. It's the farce of the who done it. There's no brilliant person. They're just dumb. Um, Moon Runes, I think this is all I got in me tonight. Today was a long day, so I'm going to dip earlier than planned because I'm so tired. Go get some rest, Moon Runes. Get some sleep. And refresh, recoup. Don't take. I never take my own advice, but you should take the advice, which is just rest. You got words done. And the more you rest, the more words you probably will get done. So have a lovely night and get plenty and plenty of rest. Oh, you're right. Oh, isn't there like a oh no he's hot? Oh, maybe that's not. I thought that was a thing in like either Knives Out or Glass Onion, but it might have been. Swear to God, I've seen that line in a movie. That was not a SpongeBob thing. Um, goes bye friend, bye. Have a good night. Good night. Yes. Glass Onion was so good on so many levels. I agree with you, Life with Lex. I have a lot of I think that Knives Out was better, like it looked better, it was shot better, but I think that the sort of like weird artificialness of Glass Onion kind of lends itself to the hyper modern tech bro kind of thing it's critiquing. So the sort of like more artificial look of it, the less like organic, contrasty, very very colorful, sort of like contrasty earth, darker look of Knives Out that I tend to like aesthetically a lot more. Um, it just like the thing about Glass Onion is it felt like it looked like it was shot cheaper. Um, and I don't know if that was a budget thing, but it also I feel like kind of works. It like looks the same. Um, like it's so it like looks it like looks sort of yeah. It's supposed to look artificial and very techy and weird, and kind of like almost fabricated. because that's kind of the whole thing is a facade. Like that's the illusion. The critique is the illusion of wealth as a form of expression of power, intelligence, like essentially earned wealth. It's not a thing that these people have. So the whole thing is supposed to be like a facade. Knives Out was great for real. Yeah, it's really good. So it's trying to be openly hypocritical. I don't know, like maybe openly. I don't know if hypocritical is the right word, but openly like he's using the visual language to attempt to show that that it's a facade, that it's all fake. So less like a, I guess in a way that they're hypocritical, like because the rich people themselves are hypocritical, but that even the entire thing they've constructed itself is a facade. It's kind of like saying like here's the showing you the sort of a little bit of like it all looks a little fake and too perfect, and that inherently makes it not look real. Ghostly. I love the satirical mystery comedy combination. In case that was out, yeah, which it leans very well into your writing style, Ghostly, because I think like your farcical whodunit is pretty on point. What did I think of Murder on the Orient Express? I haven't seen the movie, if that's what you're talking about. Or at least the most recent movie. I've seen like old versions of Murder on the Orient. I've seen made for TV versions of that movie. There's the old oh god, I can't even remember who's the guy who plays Perot in the old Murder on the Orient Express. I don't know. My mom used to watch it all the time. Sometimes I have problems with Kenneth Branagh. So I don't watch a lot of Kenneth Branagh movies post him doing Shakespeare, because those are the only movies of his that are worth watching. He also is a great Iago, even though he didn't direct that adaptation of Othello. But he is a great Iago. Maya, if I'm not mistaken, yes, you're talking about Agatha Christie. Yeah, and it is. You're talking about Agatha Christie, yeah. I didn't know that. Is she the most like best-selling author behind like the Bible and all that? Might be. I mean, she was literally an icon of murder mystery. I mean, every murder mystery it comes from her Perot books, but that's what I was talking about earlier with And Then There Were None, because I love that book. It's super dark. And even Glass Onion actually subverts the subversion from And Then There Were None. Which makes sense. Who did the original Murder on the Orient Express? That's it. That's right, because it had Albert Finney in it. That's right. It was Albert Finney who played Perot. And yeah, it had Ingrid Bergman in it. Yes, so I've seen that one. I have not seen the Kenneth Branagh one. Yeah. I haven't seen like Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. The best movie Kenneth Branagh ever made is still like one of his first, which is his adaptation of Shakespeare's Henry V. That is a fantastic film. It is amazing. I love it. His version of Hamlet is pretty good. It's very epic. It's like the production design in his version of Hamlet is astronomically out of this world. It's wild. Let's see here. If I was, yeah. Didn't that have Johnny Depp in it? Yeah, Johnny Depp was in the most recent. It's Always, or yeah, I almost said it. Johnny Depp was in the most recent It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No, Murder on the Orient Express. Yeah, it did. Josh Gaff. Or do you mean Josh? Is it Josh Gaff? Like his Iago is so good. Agreed. That version of Othello is, but yeah, I mean Lawrence Fishburne as Othello is incredible. Lawrence Fishburne's incredible in general, but his version of Lawrence of Othello is so good, incredible. Yeah, not even J.K. Rowling touches her record. Yeah, I mean J.K. Rowling doesn't touch a lot. I mean J.K. Rowling's the most popular like modern author in history, but I don't know if I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other books that have outsold her Harry Potter stuff. Because they technically, Jesus didn't actually write any books of the Bible. That was the disciples and other prophets. Thank you, cough cough. That was a joke in case. Yes. Excuse. Well, technically, yes, yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen Finding Forrester. Absolutely. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, Maya, you're making me think of the old terrible '90s Zelda cartoon. It's so bad. If none of you know what I'm talking about, just YouTube bad old Zelda cartoon. It's so bad. There was an old '80s or early '90s Legend of Zelda cartoon that was like the worst thing ever, and the catchphrase of the cartoon was, "Well, excuse me, princess." It's so bad. It's the dumbest thing ever. Um. Yes, yes. Yeah, but no, I've seen Finding Forrester. That's a pretty solid movie, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen it in years, but it is a good movie. That's some solid stuff too. Um, if you like that kind of movie, My Own Private Idaho, which is directed by the same guy, Gus Van Sant, that's also a fantastic film too. Um, God, what was the Gus Van? Yeah, and then I think he did. Gus Van Sant did direct the Ben Affleck Matt Damon movie. I'm pretty sure the one that they wrote and starred in with Robin Williams, that I always forget the name of, but I think Gus Van Sant directed that. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that was it. I have a question. Could you give me the cliff notes on what's eating Gilbert? Gilbert. Oh, thank you, Maya. Goodwill Hunting. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that was it. I always forget the name of that movie. Um, I have a question. Could you give me, yeah, the cliff notes on what's eating? For a second, I was like, is that like a different version of what's eating Gilbert Grape? Oh God. Isn't that the one where he's like? I always get this mixed up with the other Johnny Depp movie. No, you're not mistaken, my Archie. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting, but it was directed by Gus Van Sant. Yes, but they wrote it. That was because they started out as writers and actors, so that was their first big script. That was their big thing. I think they both won an Oscar for it too. Um, I always get this movie mixed up with. Okay, so maybe it is this one. Yeah, it's the Leonardo DiCaprio Johnny Depp movie. I feel like there's another one they did that I always get like mixed up in. I don't know. Oh God, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Uh what happens? I don't even remember. It's something to do with all I remember. Or no, Benny and June was the other one. That's the one I always get it mixed up with. Um Someone was talking about it. I was curious about it. Sorry if that was a strange question. You're the movie man in my head to know all things. It's true, but I actually haven't seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape, I think, since I was 16. I don't remember liking it at all. Because yes, yeah. This is the one where Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, plays somebody with Down syndrome, if I remember correctly. That I'm pretty sure that's what this movie is, and I think Johnny Depp is like taking care of him or something like that, or is like his brother, if I remember correctly. Um, yes. It is a product of its time, if I recall. Because yeah, I think the one that I actually didn't hate was Benny and June, and I hated What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Yes, okay, Benny and June is the one that I don't think is bad, or at least when I saw it. Both these movies I saw when I was in high school, so it would have been like 16, 17. Um, uh, Thank you, Life with Lex. Leo is mentally handicapped, and Leo's mom dies, and then Johnny takes care. That's right. Yes, Life with Lex. You are correct. That is correct. That is what happens in that movie. If you want to see Johnny Depp being a silly, sort of quirky weirdo, Benny and June is a far better film for that. It's like a quirky rom-com. But I just remember Benny and June being For some reason, because they're both Johnny Depp movies, I get them mixed up, and they like came out around this. I think they came out the same year, but they all came out in the early '90s. Uh, Interesting. Yeah, yeah. There was a period. Um, there was a period where that was the people were doing stuff like that. Not you would not get away with it today, and shouldn't get away with it today. Um, let's see. Life with Lex. I wouldn't necessarily recommend What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Yeah, I'm on board with you there. I would not either. Yum, the '90s. Well, I grew up in it. It was a weird time. The Scent of a Woman. Is that Gus Van Sant? Is that a Gus Van Sant movie? Oh no, that's Martin Brest. Okay. Oh, it's like a old army movie. Okay. I don't think I ever saw this. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Scent of a Woman. Interesting. I might check that out. Um. Yes, that late 1900s. Yes, the late. Okay, just a movie that came to mind all of a sudden. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Oh yes, it was back in the time when everyone thought Chris O'Donnell was gonna be a movie star. He was not. It's like him and David Caruso. Man, there was a period. There was a period where everyone thought David Caruso was the next gonna be the hot thing in the '90s, and boy, he was not. He was absolutely not going to be the next hot thing in the '90s, or Chris O'Donnell, even though he played Robin. It's not military at all. Gotcha. Okay, maybe I'll check it out. See if I can check it out. All right. Well, we are gonna run an ad break, and then after that ad break is done, we will get started on our third writing sprint for the night. So if you get hit by those ads, step away, go take a break. And we'll see you when you get back. Yeah. Ghostly, you definitely get a lot of weird movie recommendations, or whoever you hang out with that's showing you movies. I mean, from American Psycho to What's Eating Gilbert Grape. It's interesting. It's an interesting you get some interesting, a lot of movies thrown your way that kind of like, who are these people? I don't. Do they know you? Oh yes, that's right. And Rubber. Yeah, you saw Rubber, which is an absolutely bananas film to see, to have like be one of your first like to be an early film to watch. I was in college watching that movie, and I was just like, what the hell is this? Yeah, Vampire's Kiss is a weird one too, but Vampire's Kiss rocks though. I don't have any fond memories of Rubber, even as an adult. Seeing it as an adult, I was not wild about it. I love that you call him Al Cappuccino, Maya. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Really funny story actually that was making the rounds because William Friedkin passed away. Because Al Pacino was in his movie Cruising in the '80s, and I love just because William Friedkin's just a famous grump from Chicago, and they did not get along well on that shoot. And Al Pacino kind of wasn't apparently a great person to work with, so I just love that after William Friedkin passed away, everybody was sending video of him where he's like, I don't give a fuck, like a flying donut, fuck what Al Pacino says. It's just one of the best, like, just does not give a shit interview responses I have ever seen. It just makes me happy. Is blind. Okay, so he's blind, and O'Donnell is his temp caretaker, and he takes O'Donnell to New York for a wild ride. Oh, okay. Oh, that, you want to know a really great movie that's like fantastic about just kind of like doing a romp, taking someone who's in a like compromised position for a wild ride is The Last Detail. It's a Hal Ashby film, and I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's in it, and it's a fantastic film. let's see. What can I say? 7-year-old me was very cultured. You did have some very, very, very cultured cinema. Um, oh, Donaldson is also being falsely accused for something at his high school, and Cappuccino is teaching him how to be a man and who his actual friends are, not the rich, not the rich pricks. Okay, throw him on this. Interesting. Okay, that's an interest. Yeah, like the cool thing about the last details, it's two guys. It's a guy who gets busted stealing while in the Navy, and so they have to take him. It's two essentially like MPs that have to take him to this maximum security prison, and they decide to like he's like this young kid who's gonna go to jail for like who's go to like military jail for like the rest of his youth, like something like 25, 30 years, and so they decide to like take him to like live a little um on the way there. It's a very great movie. As I highly recommend The Last Detail. It's very similar structurally to that. Ghostly. Also, how serious were you about a Nick Cage Discord movie day? Oh, Ghostly, that's going to happen. There is going to be a Nick Cage movie marathon for sure. That will be happening. Once I can figure out scheduling wise and what movies that'll entail, it will happen. I promise you that, Ghostly. It will be mixed with the absurd Nicolas Cage movies and the true American art Nicolas Cage movies, like the ones that are just beautiful. 5-year-old me watch Aliens vs Predators 2 in the theater with my dad. Scarred me for life. That's the movie that I saw that I had a similar experience as you did, Maya. Not with Aliens vs Predators, but my brother took me when I was very young to go see the first Blade movie. And if you're not familiar with how the first Blade movie opens, that messed me up. It like really, really, really messed me up. Because it goes straight from a very intense like birth scene, I guess I would call it, to like the blood orgy. And it like freaked my kid brain out. It made me terrified of rated R movies for a long time. I was like, it really messed me up. I mean, now I love that movie, but still. Let's see. Okay, Ghostly, what's the movie you want? Because you have a movie you want? Well, yeah, let me know, and we will include it. Ghostly, is it the one with Maya? Is it the one with the slap of God? It's a little B movie called classic by the name of Willy's. Oh, I know Willy's Wonderland. Oh, Princess is yelling. She is getting up in my business. Yes. I know Willy's Wonderland. So yeah, we were literally just talking about the Nick Cage. So that is the name of the Nick Cage Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yeah. Yeah, we will we can put Willy's Wonderland in there. Yes, that one. Yeah, I know we were just talking about that Life with Lex and I completely forgot what the name was called, but yes, it's Willy's Wonderland. So we can absolutely add that to the list. Okay. All right, we have gone far over our break time, so I am going to have to Oh, let's see. Oh, did we get a bot? I think we just got a bot. Ooh, that's new. Bots doing stuff. Just got a random weirdo message of the bot. All right. Excellent. It's one of my favorites. Excellent. It is all time is break time. You can't stop me from doing. You can't exactly. But unfortunately, I do have to get the words done. I need to get this script done before it eventually destroys me. So, we will go ahead and get started on our next writing sprint. For everybody joining along, I hope it is a productive one, and we will see you on the other side. Happy writing, everybody, and away we go. Ooh, oh, doing a weird thing. No, we don't need to start off with 9 Inch Nails. All right, everybody. That is the end of our third sprint for the night. Bam. 3 thumbs up for 3 successful sprints for the night. Ugh. Dun dun dun. Ghostly. Hopefully everybody writing along, that was a productive sprint. All right. Well, I actually am thinking I might call it a little bit early tonight. Unfortunately, I do have to work early in the morning tomorrow. So we might end up, that might just be the last sprint of the night, I think. So I apologize to anybody out there who is still working. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. So I'm writing a new first chapter for the murder mystery. Interesting. Okay. And you think it might help with the age issue you had? Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Is it just you're just like resetting up where everybody starts and how they're all moving about? Or is it just kind of like restructuring placement where they are, what they're doing? Bum, bum, bum. I wanted a little more tone, so I set a new first chapter at dinner. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Okay. Give a little context. Okay, I do like the idea of having a dinner. Um yeah, that feels very like also just it's a dinner is a good way to set tone, and also I feel like a sort of the group gathering dinner before the murder mystery is kind of like a little bit of a how those stories work, the gathering. Now I have to ask, I'm also a very big fan of the opening line. Oh, good. I hope so. I have to ask: is Maximilian there, and is Maximilian talking, or is somehow Maximilian gone? Because I don't know why that would be funny if just Maximilian's never there. I've become obsessed with the absent character. No, he is not. Fantastic. LOL. Good. I feel like it's almost like a. Oh God, what's the waiting for Godot come back? Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with absent characters that are always absent and just talked about, or like weird little asides. So I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're keeping that. I'm glad you're keeping that a continuous thing. That's good. I'm fully in support of this chapter addition. Then Ghostly. It now starts with the dinner table was about as lively as the Donner Party, with the food dubiously better. Oh my God, that is that's that's a line. Uh, that's a line, and also, man, that's throwing shade on the dinner party in total. Jesus. Oh, that's funny. That's a good line. It's a good line, Ghostly. It's a good opening line. Also, doesn't help that I've been writing or watching uh, Yellow Jackets, which is heavily inspired by the Donner Party. Um, I love the characters that never show up. Oh yes, I think about Oscar from Oscar. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that style of story. There's always something really fun there if you do it right. Sometimes it can become too like pretentious and tropey, but I feel like if it's done well, um, with a solid sense of humor, it's pretty solid. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna call it, everybody, Ghostly and everybody else out there. Um, but yes, it was a blast getting to write with you. I'm sorry tonight was a little short. But after I have my job tomorrow, I should be free to be writing into the wee hours, Thursday and Friday. Max will make an appearance, but on his own time. Good, excellent, 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 excellent. I look forward to reading the rest of it, Ghostly. I definitely look forward to reading the rest of it. Yes, alrighty, thank you. You have a great one. You too, Ghostly. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Take care of yourselves, everybody out there. Love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Get some rest, and we'll see you all on Thursday or whenever we see you next. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and adios.